as you know that in the previous class I have already discussed property of derivatives. That means how can we solve problems of derivatives, and when function is complex. That means complex means that maybe composite function, or that function which has a quotient up to simple function, or a quotient of, or a product, or addition or subtraction. In that case, I have already told you, you can solve that problem by first principle or ab initio method. But for saving time, definitely you will try to solve that problem in less time. So I want to discuss that process, that way by which we can solve that problem. I think in the previous class I will discuss all property or elementary tools by which we solve derivatives of a function. Firstly, I want to recall in previous chapter I have already told you derivative of a constant function will be always 0. Second will be derivative of x to the power n with respect to x is equal to n into x to the power n minus 1. Third will be derivative of x to the power k into fx with respect to x is equal to k into derivative of fx with respect to x. Third problem will be for property derivative of fx plus minus gx. Maybe you can generalize it dot 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 is equal to derivative of fx with respect to plus minus derivative of gx plus minus dot dot dot. Next property 5 will be derivative of fx into gx is equal to, you have to take out gx and differentiate fx as a product right here, plus you have to again take fx out and write here product of gx as a multiplication with respect to x. 6 will be derivative of fx by gx with respect to x is equal to, you have to take gx out and differentiate fx with respect to x, minus you have to take fx out and differentiate gx with respect to x by what? Gx whole square. This will be 6th property. Again write next property. I think you understand. Next property will be derivative of x is equal to, with respect to x is equal to 1. 8th property derivative of x plus b whole to the power n with respect to x is equal to n into a into x plus b whole to the power n minus 1. 9th property derivative of fx whole to the power n with respect to x is equal to n times fx whole to the power n minus 1 into f dash x, where f dash x means that dfx dx. Next property will be derivatives of sin x is equal to cos x with respect to x. Derivatives of cos x with respect to x is equal to what? This will be 11th minus sin x. Derivatives of tan x with respect to x, which will be sec square x. Derivatives of cot x, 12th. Derivatives of cot x with respect to x is equal to what? Minus cosec square x. Derivative of sec x with respect to x will be what? Sec x into tan x. Derivatives of, now we take 14 up to sec x. In 14th, we take derivatives of cosec x with respect to x is equal to minus cosec x into cot x. You have to remember all these formula. Firstly, thereafter, now we take problems which is completely based on all these problems. I want to take as in example first they told you find the derivative of the following function. Find the derivatives of following function. First will be 3x whole to the power 7 minus 5x squared plus 9. You have to find the derivative of this function. Firstly, I do not always write each step, so I will suggest you try to learn firstly steps, because in beginning time I will always write each step one by one. That means I will write each step. So learn from one or two problem. After it I will jump. Let fx, let y is equal to fx is equal to 3 into x to the power 7 minus 5x square plus 9. You have to find dy dx. So dy dx means that derivative of this function. That means you can write df dx. Don't write d derivatives of 3 into x to the power 7 minus 5x square plus 9 with respect to x. As I have told you, it is nothing. It is a sum of three different functions. 3x to the power 7 is f1x, it is f2x, it is f3x. Can I write it? Derivative of 3 into x to the power 7 with respect to x minus derivative of 5x square with respect to x plus derivative of 9 with respect to x. Can you write? If you see here, what is this? Does it come any formula? No. If you see one property, if any function fx k is a factor, then you can take common out. That means you can take out of that derivative. So I want to take, can you write 3 times derivative of x to the power x 7 with respect to x minus 5 times derivative of x square with respect to x plus 9 derivative of 9 with respect to x. Can I write? How? Because you can write it in neighborhood, in just near to it. As you know that derivative of k into fx with respect to x is equal to k times derivative of fx with respect to x, where k belongs to real number. You can write here. Now, you have to write here 3 times. What is the formula of derivative of x to the power 7 with respect to x? Derivative of x to the power 7 with respect to x using formula. Which formula? Derivative of x to the power n is equal to n into x to the power n with respect to x. Can you write here? And that means 3, that means 7 into x to the power 7 minus 1, n minus 1, 7 minus 1, minus 5 into n minus 1, that means n into x to the power n minus 1, plus derivative of 9 with respect to x will be 0. So, in next step, can you write 21 into x to the power 6 minus 10 into x to the power 2 minus 1, that means x. So, can you write 21 into x to the power 6 minus 10x, which is your required answer of this problem. Try to learn steps, because you are studying only for particularly boards, and if you write as this way, you get full marks in mathematics. So I always suggest to try to write each step. How do we utilize all property of derivatives? Have you understood? Now again take next examples. If I done any mistakes in calculation, don't carry. Example 2, x by 5 plus 5 by x. This is next example for you. How can you solve it? It is also very easy. Firstly, let y is equal to fx is equal to x by 5 plus 5 by x. How can you solve? See here. So, derivative of dy dx is equal to derivatives of fx with respect to x is equal to derivatives of x by 5 plus 5 by x with respect to x. After it, can you write it derivatives of x by 5 with respect to x plus derivatives of 5 by x with respect to x? Now, this step now write here. As you know that this is a function which is multiplied having constant term 1 by 5 as a multiplication. Can you take out side of derivatives of this term? Derivatives of x with respect to x as a multiplication 1 by 5 plus here we can take common from 5. You can take common 5 from derivative of 1 by x with respect to x. Now I want to tell you again, can you write 1 by x is equal to x to the power minus 1? What is this? Derivative of x with respect to x is equal to 1. So 1 by 5 into 1 is equal to 1 by 5. 5 into derivative of, now you have to utilize formula derivative of x to the power n with respect to x is equal to n times x to the power n minus 1. Here n is equal to minus 1. So can you write plus 5 times x to the power, that means n, here this n taken here. So can you write minus 1 into x to the power n minus 1, that means x to the power n is equal to minus 1 which comes from formula. Now you have to write here 1 by 5 plus 5, sorry, minus plus minus minus x to the power minus 2, x to the power minus 2 can be written as 5 to the power x square. So that means x to the power minus 2 can be written as 1 by x square, which is a product of this term, so it will be minus 5 by x square. So derivative of x by 5 plus 5 by x will be 1 by 5 minus 5 by x square. This is the way, this is the actual way by which we solve all those problems. Now slowly I will do some sort. So don't worry, but you always write the steps. Without writing a step, you couldn't understand very well. Now we take next example for you. Third problem will be ax square plus b whole square. Ax square plus b whole square. How can you solve this problem? I know this problem can be solved very easily, but at your class level you don't know about Chendu, so I do not allow to solve that by that process, or not it becomes very easy for you, or not it becomes very easy for you. So I suggest you don't use Chendu. In that case, how can you solve this problem? It can be also solved. See here, suppose let y is equal to fx is equal to ax square plus b whole square. Can you simplify it using a plus b whole square? Can you write a square plus b square plus 2ab? Can I write? Have you understood? Now you have to simply find derivative of y with respect to x, which will be differential coefficient of fx with respect to x. Can I write derivative of a square x square plus b square plus 2ab x square with respect to x? These here fx is equal to this term. This expression contains 3 terms and each term is as a function. Can I separate for differentiating it? Derivatives of a square x square with respect to x plus derivative of b square with respect to x plus derivative of 2ab x square with respect to x. Can I write? Again, I want to write derivatives of a square x square. Can I take common a square? Because a square is a constant. In problem I already told you. I want to again tell you, if there is no mention, always take a, b, c, d, p, q as a constant. Only x is a independent variable and x is that variable. With respect to, I have to differentiate given function. So it will be that. So I can take common a square from this derivative. In that case, we get a square times derivative of x square with respect to x plus b square is a constant. Left it, derivative of b square with respect to x plus here 2ab is a constant. So you have to again take common 2ab, that means derivative of 2ab times the derivative of x square with respect to x. Now you have to simply use formula a square into, what is the formula of x square? That means derivative of x square with respect to x. It is just like a 2x. I don't like to write by this way, one by one step. Actually, here n is equal to 2, so I have taken here 2, and x to the power n minus 1, that means 2 minus 1, which will be 1. So I have written here directly. Similarly, b square is a constant term, so the differential coefficient of, that means derivative of constant with respect to x or with respect to any variable will be 0, so it will be 0 plus here 2ab, so I have taken here 2ab, and derivative of x square with respect to x will be 2x using this formula, because derivative of x squared with respect to x is equal to n has taken here, then I will take here 2 and x to the power n minus 1, that means 2 to the power x minus 2 to the power n, that means 2x. So I have taken here 2x. Now you have to simplify, for which we get 2a square x plus 2 to the 4ab into x, which is your required answer. Have you understood? I think you understand very well. In next problem, see here. Second. In second problem, find the derivative of x to the power n plus a into x to the power n minus 1 plus a square into x to the power n minus 2 plus dot a to the power n, where a is some fixed real number and n is any positive integers. If you wish, I want to write question. It is very easy. Find the derivatives of x to the power n plus a into x to the power n minus 1 plus a square into x to the power n minus 2 plus dot plus a to the power n minus 1 into x plus a to the power n, where a is a fixed number. A is a fixed number, or you can take right positive. Here there is given a is a positive integer. Have you understood? Now you have to find its derivative. How can you solve? It is also very easy. Let y is equal to fx is equal to x to the power n plus a into x n x into x to the power n minus 1 plus a square into x to the power n minus 2 plus dot a to the power n minus 1 into x plus a to the power n minus 1 into x plus a to the power n. As you know that if a is a constant, then exponent of a, where exponent will be any positive integer, exponent of a, that means where exponent of a, that means exponent will be any real number. In that case, a to the power exponent will be always real number. If you wish, I want to write, since a belongs to real number, so here there is given a is fixed real number, so I will take a to the power, a belongs to positive real number, so a to the power n, where n is a natural number or any number, it is given that n is any positive integer, a is a fixed number and n is a positive number, n is a positive number, a is a real number and a to the power n belongs to real number, positive real number, so a to the power n belongs to also real number. A to the power n belongs to also real number. Why? Because a is a number and n is any number. Suppose that a is 2 and you take 2 to the power 1 by 5. Its value will be something any which is greater than 1. Definitely it is also constant. So I want to tell you a square dot a to the power n. All these terms are constant. A square a to the power n, not x to the power n combining with. Have you understood? Now we have to find derivative of y with respect to x, which will be differential coefficient of fx with respect to x, which will be simply find derivative of fx, means that x to the power n plus a times x to the power n minus 1 plus dot a to the power n minus 1 into x plus a to the power n with respect to x. What is the formula? Derivative of x to the power n with respect to x will be n into a, x to the power n minus 1. Here, as you know that a is a constant, so you can take common. And you have to find derivative of x to the power n with respect to x, which will be n minus 1 into x to the power, we have to diminish by 1 exponent of x, which will be n minus 2 plus dot. This term you get a to the power n minus 1. As you know that derivative of x will be 1, so I want to take only constant term, and a to the power n is a constant term, so its derivative will be 0. So this is its final answer. Now I want to take again next question for you. Have you understood? But I always suggest to you, while you are solving in board, always write one, that means one by one step, take derivative of x to the power n plus derivative of a into x to the power n minus 1 plus derivative of a to the power n minus 1 into x plus derivative of a to the power 1. Again write a can be taken common, that means write firstly derivative of x to the power n plus a into derivative of x to the power n minus 1 plus dot a to the power n minus 1 into derivative of x plus a derivative of a to the power n. In that case, finally you get this expression. Again, take the next question for you. All these problems are very easy for you. Basics of class 11, or you can tell me basics of class 12. Find the derivative of 1 plus x square plus dot x to the power 50 at x is equal to 1. You have to find the derivative of this function at x is equal to 1. How can you solve? Firstly, find derivative of that given function, and you have to put x is equal to 1. After it, you will get some constant, that means some particular value, which will be your required answer. So, how can you solve? Let y is equal to fx is equal to 1 plus x square plus x cube plus dot x to the power 50. Now, can you differentiate with respect to x? After differentiating with respect to x, you will get dy dx, dfx dx will be differentiation of 1 plus x square plus x cube plus dot x to the power 50 with respect to x. If you wish, you can write its step derivative of 1 with respect to x, derivative of x with respect to x, derivative of x square with respect to x plus derivative of x cube plus x plus dot derivative of x to the power 50 with respect to x. Now, this is what? This is f dash x. Now we have to simply derivative of 1 with respect to x will be 0 because 1 is a constant function. Derivative of x with respect to x will be 1 plus derivative of x square with respect to x will be 2x. How? Using this formula, derivative of x with x to the power n with respect to x will be n into x to the power n minus 1. Similarly, derivative of this formula, this term will be its derivative will be 3x square plus dot its derivative will be 50 into x to the power 49. So what have we get? We got f dash x is equal to 1 plus 2x plus 3x square plus 50 into x to the power 49. 1 plus 2x plus 3x square plus dot plus 50 into x to the power 49. So, f dash 1 is equal to 1 plus 2 into 1 plus 3 into square plus dot plus 50 into 1 to the power 49. Finally, you get 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus dot plus 50, which is, what is this? This is sum of n natural number, 50 natural number. What is its sum? As you know that 1 plus dot, so I want to write here 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus dot n is equal to what? N into n plus 1 by 2. If you don't know, use it. By arithmetic progression you can add also, but I want to directly write 50 into 50 plus 1 by 2, which will be you have to manipulate and you get the answer. This is your correct answer. I think this is not very lengthy. I want to do myself. 51 into 25, which will be 25 remains to the remainder 25 5 the 127. Have you understood? Now again take next problem for you. In next problem, see example 4. In example 4, for the function fx is equal to x to the power 100 by 100 plus x to the power 99 by 99 plus dot x square by 2 plus x plus 1. Prove that f dash 1, p means prove, d means that, prove that is equal to f dash 1 is equal to 100 times f dash 0. First we have to differentiate. How can we differentiate? Simply write, let y is equal to fx is equal to x to the power 100 by 100 plus x to the power 99 by 99 plus dot 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 x square by 2 plus x plus 1. So du by dx, which will be dfx dx, which is as to is equal to df plus x, will be, as you know that 1 upon 10, sorry, 1 upon 100. If you wish, I want to write firstly one step, x to the power 100 by 100 plus x to the power 99 by 99 plus dot 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 plus x square by 2 plus x plus 1 with respect to x. Now differentiate firstly this term, again differentiate this term, again differentiate this term, again differentiate this term, again differentiate this term, one by one. In that case, while you try to differentiate this term, what will you get? You get 1 upon 100 is a constant term. Can you take out of derivatives term 1 upon 100? Because 1 upon 100 is a constant. So you can write 1 upon 100 times derivative of x to the power 100 with respect to x. Plus, similarly, you can take also common 1 upon 99 with respect to x. In that case, you get 1 upon 99 derivative of x to the power 99 with respect to x. Plus dot 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 1 upon 2, you can take x square with respect to x. Plus derivative of x with respect to x. Plus derivative of 1 with respect to x. Have you understood? If you understand, now I want to write again one step only for you. See here. It will be 1 upon 100 into x to the power 100. That means derivative of x to the power 100 means that 100 into x to the power 99. Plus it will be 99 into, that means 1 upon 99 into 99 into x to the power 99 plus 1 upon 98 into 98 into x to the power 97 plus dot dot dot, it will be 1 upon 2 into 2 into x plus derivative of x will be 1. Have you understood? Now I want to see your problem. In this problem, as you know that this term, all these terms cancel each other. Finally you get x to the power 99 plus x to the power 98. Sorry, there will be 98. 98 plus x to the power 97 plus dot 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 plus 1. Have you understood? Sorry, plus x plus 1. You get it? Now, in this problem, they told you have to prove f dash 1. So I want to, this is what? This is for f dash 1, f dash x. So f dash 1 will be 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus dot 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 1 plus 1. How much times? How many times? 99 plus 1, that means 100 times. So it will be 100 into 1, which will be 100. And you have to also find f dash 0. If you want to find f dash 0, that means you have to put at x is equal to 0. Finally you get whole sum will be 0 except 1. So it will be f dash 0 is equal to 1. Now if you observe that from both expression, what will you get? You get f dash 1. F dash 1 is equal to 100 times f dash 0. Why? Because it is 100. So 100 is 100 times of 1. So that means f dash 1 is equal to 100 times f dash 0. Have you understood? Now I will take next problem for you. See, example 5. Find the derivative of the following functions. You have to find the derivative of following functions. First will be x to the power minus 4 into 3 minus 4 into x to the power minus 5. You have to find the derivative of this function. How can you find? Firstly, let y is equal to fx is equal to x to the power minus 4 into 3 minus 4 into x to the power minus 5. You have to find the derivative of this function. How can you solve? dy dx is equal to dfx dx, which will be derivative of x to the power minus 4 into 3 minus 4 times x to the power minus 5 with respect to x. Now, you can solve by two methods. From this step, you can proceed by two ways. First will be you have to multiply by this factor in this term, such that it becomes single expression. And other way you can use product rule. First we take out this term and differentiate, again take this out this term and differentiate. But I want to solve by first. Can you simplify it? I want to rub this part and I want to multiply. If you multiply it by this term one by one using distribution law, in that case you get 3 times x to the power minus 4 minus 4 times x to the power minus 9. In that case you get here 3 times x to the power minus 5 minus 4 times x to the power minus 4 minus 9. After differentiating you get 3 times. What is the derivative of x to the power minus 4 with respect to x? It will be minus 4 times x to the power minus 5. How? Because if you take, as you know that formula of derivative of x to the power n with respect to x is equal to 1, n times x to the power n minus 1. That means n is taken here and exponent of n is reduced by 1. That means n minus 1. Here n is equal to minus 4. So derivative of don't write directly. Write one step so that you can understand easily. Now for derivative of 4 times x to the power minus 9 with respect to x. Can I take 3 common out of this expression? I do not always solve by this way, because you have to solve by that step. You have to write all these steps. I don't like to write all these steps. Only for you I have write here. 3, I have taken 3 common and 4 take common. Now you have to simply use this formula. In that case you get what? Right hand is equal to 3 times n into x to the power minus n minus 1. That means minus 4 has taken out into x to the power n minus 1. N is equal to minus 4. That means x to the power minus 4 minus 1 minus 4 into x to the power n. That means n. That means minus 9 into x to the power minus 9 minus 1. Have you understood? Now you have to manipulate minus 12 into x to the power minus 5 minus plus 36 into x to the power what? Minus 10, which is your required answer. I think you understand very well. There is nothing any weird thing in this problem. Only differ sometimes formula, sometimes manipulation, plus minus. Otherwise everything is same. Now again take next problem for you. Next problem will be second. X plus 1 by x whole cube. Again solve by same process. Let y is equal to fx is equal to x plus 1 by x whole cube. Applying formula. What is the formula of a plus b whole cube? A cube plus b cube plus 3a square b. That means 3a square b. That means 3x plus 3ab square. That means 3x 1 upon x square. That means 3 by x. This is your expanded form of this expression. So derivative of y with respect to x, that means df dx, which will be derivative of x cube with respect to x plus derivative of 1 by x cube with respect to x plus derivative of 3x with respect to x plus derivative of 3 by x with respect to x. Have you understood? Now derivative of x cube with respect to x will be 3x square plus 1 upon x cube. What is 1 upon x cube? 1 upon x cube is equal to x to the power minus 3. So I want to write it. Can you write it? I want to directly write it. This is what? 1 upon x cube is equal to what? X to the power minus 3. So derivative of x to the power minus 3, x to the power minus 3 will be minus 3 into x to the power minus 3 minus 2, that means minus 4, plus 3 times derivative of x with respect to x will be 1 plus 3 by x. So I want to take our common 3. In that case derivative of 1 by x square is equal to what? Because if you take out 3, then you will get 1 upon x. 1 upon x can be written as x to the power minus 1. So why do you use x to the power derivative of x to the power? Why do you use the formula derivative of x to the power n with respect to x? It will be n into x to the power n minus 1. Means that n is equal to minus 1. So you take minus 1 into x to the power n minus 1. N is equal to minus 1. So it will be minus 1 minus 1. That means minus 1. So you can write directly minus 2. I don't like to write step always, which will be 3x square minus 3 by x to the power 4 plus 3, and this term will be minus 3 by x square, which is your required answer. You can see there is nothing, only use formula and utilize some property. Rub first part leave. Take next 3 problems for you. 5/3. Example 5/3. What is third? In third, they given 3x plus 1 into 2 into root under x minus 1 into 2 into root under x minus 1 by root under x. You have to find the derivative of this function. How can you solve? It is also very easy. Let y is equal to fx is equal to 3x plus 1 into 2 root under x minus 1 by root under x. I want to suggest you firstly simplify it. How can you simplify? Multiply by this term by this term. Using distribution property, can you write 3x times this term? When you multiply 3x by this term, what do you get? 6 times x to the power 3 by 2. How? Because if you multiply by 3x into 2 root x means what? X to the power 1 upon 2. It is 2. 3 to the 6 into x to the power 1 plus 1 upon 2. What will we get? 6 into x to the power 3 by 2, which I have written here. Similarly, if you multiply by this term, then we get minus 3x plus 2 into root x. Root x means that what? X to the power 1 upon 2 minus 1 by root x. Root x means that x to the power 1 by 2. Now you have to separate all these terms by this term. If you divide by this term, again by this term, I want to write one step again. Can you write as it? Plus 3 into x to the power 1 by x to the power 1 by 2 plus 2 into x to the power 1 by 2 by x to the power 1 upon 2 minus 1 upon x to the power 1 by 2. Have you understood very well? Now, what is this? This is nothing. This is just like a, I want to write here 6 into x to the power 3 by 2 by x to the power 1 by 2, which will be x, because this is division. You have to utilize property of base is same, and in case of division, we reduce, we subtract. In that case, here you get 3 into, it will be x to the power 1 upon 2, and it will be 2, and it will be x to the power minus half. Have you understood? That means, I want to tell you, before solving problems, before going towards solving problems, firstly simplify your expression. That means you can write in place of this expression 6x plus 3 into x to the power 1 upon 2 plus 2 into x to the power minus 1 upon 2. Have you understood? Now, I want to give you some formula, that means by which you can jump directly. First formula will be derivative of root x with respect to x is equal to 1 upon 2 root x. How? If you can prove it, derivative of x to the power 1 upon 2 with respect to x, this is the root, means that means 1 upon 2 power. Derivative of x to the power 1 upon 2 with respect to x is equal to, how can you utilize formula? Derivative of x to the power n with respect to x is equal to n, that means 1 upon 2 into x to the power n minus 1, that means 1 upon 2 minus 1, which will be 1 upon 2 into x to the power minus 1 by 2, which will be 1 upon 2 into 1 upon x to the power 1 upon 2, which will be 1 upon 2 into root under x. That means derivative of x to the power 1 upon 2 is equal to 1 upon 2 root under x. You have to remember this formula, and I will use directly in the expression. Have you understood? Now I want to rub this part. Now, so derivative of dy dx is equal to derivative of df dx, which will be derivative of 6x plus 3 into x to the power 1 upon 2 plus 2 into x to the power minus 1 upon 2 with respect to x. As you know that 6 is a constant, so you can take common, and derivative of x with respect to x is equal to 1. So it will be 6 into 1, which will be 6 plus 3 into derivative of x to the power 1 upon 2. What is x to the power 1 upon 2? X to the power 1 upon 2 is a constant. Sorry, x to the power 1 upon 2 means that it is a root x. Derivative of root x will be 1 upon 2 root x, about which I have already explained here. So it will be 3 times 1 upon 2 divided by root x plus 2 times. What is the formula of derivative of x? You can utilize again formula derivative of x to the power. What is the derivative of x to the power? It will be minus 1 upon 2 into x to the power minus 1 upon 2 minus 1. Use formula, simple formula. Now this is your correct answer. Now can you write directly minus 1 upon 2 minus 1, that will be what? Minus 3 upon 2. I have write directly. This is your correct answer of this problem. So while you get some complex expression, try to simplify. Try to simplify. Thereafter, you can solve that problem easily. Now, again take next problem for you. Example 6. In example 6, it says to you if y is equal to root x plus 1 upon root x. Prove that 2x dy dx 2x dy dx plus y is equal to 2 root x is equal to 2 root x. How can you solve it? It is also very easy. Because how can you tell me about it? It is very easy. I will suggest you can solve this type problems. It is a different category problem. While you try to solve this kind of problem, there are two methods. First will be find dy dx. When you find dy dx, after manipulating by intuitive idea, you get, that means you get or you reach your target, your goal. But second method is you have to simply see that portion about that value, that means about that value you know very well. Here, if you find dy dx, suppose that you get dy dx separately, y is also known, and you put given expression in LHS, if you get RHS, then it is true. That means you verified it. So I will suggest to always try to solve by second method. Second method is very beneficial for you and it is very easy for you. Firstly, try to find dy dx as you know y is equal to this expression. So we put in a given condition. I want to check this is the equation first. Have you understood? Now, derivative of y with respect to x is equal to derivative of root x. What is the derivative? If you want to write one step, then I will. Can you write 1 upon root 2x is equal to x to the power minus 1 upon 2 with respect to x. Now, derivative of root x is equal to what? 1 upon 2 root x plus, minus. Derivative of x to the power minus 1 by 2 barabar minus 1 upon 2 into x to the power minus 3 by 2. Have you understood? If you understand, then I want to suggest you now from LHS of equation first. From LHS of equation first, 2x times dy dx plus y is equal to 2x times dy dx. Dy dx what? This. So can I write here 1 upon 2 root x minus 1 upon 2 into x to the power minus 3 by 2 plus y. Plus y means that this term. I think you understand very well. Have you understood? Everything is very easy for you. Now you have to multiply it by 2x. In both terms, you get 2 to cancel and x to the power 1 by root x to the power half, which will be root x, because x to the power 1 by 1 and divided by x to the power 1 upon 2. Definitely it becomes x to the power 1 upon 2. X to the power 1 upon 2 means that root x, so it will be root x minus. If you multiply 2 to cancel x to the power 1 and x to the power minus 3 by 2, in that case you get what? You get minus 3 by 2 plus 1, which will be minus 1 by 2. That means x to the power minus 1 by 2 will be 1 upon root x. So I want to write directly. If you couldn't understand, write steps. X into x to the power 2 to cancel and you get x into x to the power minus 3 by 2. Here x to the power 1. Here in the both term x to the power 1 and x to the power minus 3 by 2 having base same. So you can add 1 upon 1 minus 3 by 2. In that case, you get x to the power minus 1 upon 2, which will be 1 upon x to the power 1 by 2. That will be 1 upon root 2. I have written directly 1 upon root x here. Have you understood? And second term will be 1 by, this term will be root x plus 1 upon root x. Here 1 upon root x, 1 upon root x cancel, and root x plus root x, which will be 2 root x, which is your RHS of equation first. So it will verified. It will be verified. Have you understood? I think you will understand very well. Now again take next problem for you. I think there are many problems which having same pattern in your books. As if you see example 7, example 8, all these problems are same kind. But further I want to take some problems because something having more square roots, sometimes you confuse. So I want to take example 7 also. See here, example 7. If y is equal to root under x by a plus root under a by x, prove that 2xy dy dx is equal to x by a minus a by x. You have to prove it. How can you prove? If you see in your problem, I want to tell you, again go by similar method. Means that solution, let y is equal to fx is equal to under root x by a plus under root a by x. Have you understood? If y is equal to this, as I have already told you, there are two methods by which you can solve and this kind of problem. And I have also suggested you try to solve second method, which becomes easier than first method. So, firstly find LHS. See here LHS side. LHS contains dy, dx and y. I think y is known for you. Only you have to find dy, dx. If you are able to find dy, dx and put in LHS of equation first, then you definitely get. If you get after manipulating RHS of equation first, you will definitely tell can easily it is verified. That means proved. So firstly find dy dx. Before finding dy dx, I want to tell you that if you see in fx, other than x, there is also term a. I have already told you, if other than x, any terms is available as root or a square and cube or 1/4 power, always become constant until it doesn't mention it is the independent variable. Have you understood? So there is given a both will be constant. So I want to separate it because during differentiating we take out of derivatives term. So can you write it 1 upon root a into root x plus root a into 1 upon root x? Can you write? I think you understand very easily. Now I want to find derivatives of y with respect to x, that means derivative of fx with respect to x, which will be firstly differentiate first term, again differentiate second term. If you wish, I want to write one by one steps for you. Can you write as it derivative of this term? Now, as you know that 1 upon root a is a constant, so I want to take common and derivatives of root x with respect to x, plus I want to again take root a common and you have to differentiate. What is the value of derivative of what is the actual value of 1 upon root x? I think you know 1 upon root x means that root x to the power minus 1 upon 2. I have already told you many times. So if you wish, I want to write directly derivatives of x to the power minus 1 upon 2 with respect to x. Now, if you differentiate, what you will we get? 1 upon root a into 1 upon 2 into root under x into root under x in denominator. Don't take in numerator. Be careful here. Root a into its derivative will be minus half into x to the power minus half minus 1, which will be minus 3 by 2. Many times I have written it. So, if you understand, leave it here. Now, see analysis and put in analysis. I want to know this part and write it directly. Can I write this part? Now, put in equation first of analysis. In analysis of equation first. In that case, you get 2x times y. This is a y. This is y. So can I write y? Root under x. I want to write it. Root under x by a plus root under a by x. If you wish, you can write it directly into dy dx. What is dy dx? This is dy dx. This is dy dx. Dy dx is equal to root under a by root under x. That means can I write 1 upon 2 into root under a by x directly? I want to write this is nothing. If you multiply by this factor in numerator, you get root a by root x, which will be root under a by x, which is present form of question. And if you multiply here by this term, what will you get? Here there is given root a minus by half. Can you write firstly write here minus half, and sorry I have taken minus root a into x to the power minus 3 by 2. Can you write root a into x to the power minus 3 by 2 as root a into 1 upon x into root under x? Because x to the power 1 is available and it is x to the power 1 upon 2. X to the power 1 plus 1 upon 2, that means x to the power 3 upon 2. When it goes in numerator, it becomes x to the power minus 3 by 2. Sorry. Very clear. 1 and 1 upon 2, that means x to the power 3 upon 2. When it goes in numerator, it becomes x to the power 3 by minus 3 by 2. That means it is both is same. Now if you take both terms is same, in that case you get 1 upon x into root under a by x. Have you understood? Now if you understand, I want to write that here 1 upon 2 into x into root under a by x. Have you understood? If you understand it, I will suggest simply multiply. If you understand it, then I will suggest you simply multiply. If you multiply simply 2x, if you take 1 upon 2 common, in that case 2 and 2 cancel, simply you get x times root under x by a plus root under a by x, root under a by x into 1 upon, sorry, I have taken root under a by x minus 1 upon x into root under a by x. Now you have to multiply. If you multiply, what will you get? X times. If you multiply by this term, you get 1. If you multiply by this term in this expression, you get root a cancel, root x cancel, you get 1 upon x. If you multiply by this term, you get 2a upon x minus. If you multiply by this term, what will you get? 1 upon x into a by x. 1 upon x into a by x. Have you understood? Yes, this is correct. Now I want to again write, can I take common a by x minus a by x? One minute wait. One upon a, everything is okay. Where I have done mistakes, root under a by x minus 1 upon x into root under a by x. 1 minus 1 upon x. Okay. If you multiply by this factor, it becomes 1 and 1 minus 1 upon, this is correct, a by x, and minus 1 upon x, a by x. X by a minus a by x, x by a. Sorry, I have done anyway mistakes. Correct then. There is good. That means I have done actual process. That means I have done some mistakes. During solving, I have done some calculation mistake. So correct them, and I will again discuss in next class, next problem. That means different kinds of problem. I will suggest you solve all these problems again. Next problem, that means remains problem of this chapter. I will again discuss in next class remains problem. I have done anyway mistakes, correct them. I will suggest you. Thanks all of you. In next class I will again discuss remains your problem. Bye all of you.